Hello, everyone. Welcome back, and welcome to those of you who have just landed here for the first time. Today, we're going to be going through a new book that I've got from the Gingerbread Prince. Lisa Wang is the artist. We're going to be going through this book and doing a journal page out of the elements inside of it. So this is going to start out as a flip through so you can see. Now don't let it throw you that this says Royal Velvet Christmas Journal, because when I open it up and you see, it's going to be a lot of other things that aren't necessarily Christmas related. So let's begin and see this beautiful book. These 2 pages are if you want to make your own journal. She gives you the front and back cover. And then she gives you the template and the inside spine as well as some decorative features. So you can make your own journal. And these pages here are just some soft, muted flower patterns. You'll see those in more detail and more full color later on in the book. So these are a lot of winter scenes, scenes of a royal family. Princess Seraphina. And she's got a bit of a story telling you about the family traditions of this royal family. Many different elements that you can choose from, either in whole or in part. You can cut them up and use them however you want. You can mix them with things you already have. This is the story of the Royal Velvet celebration in the Kingdom of Eldoria. Now here's an image of the muted flowers that are on the back here. This is the full color version. So she does give you a couple of pages of that to play with. And some cutouts that you can cut out and play with. These you can glue on these tabs, and then they become a pocket where you can store some of your images. Or you can just use the pocket itself as an element on your page. And she gives you several of these as well. These you can cut out as is and then fold them in to make envelopes where you can hold different things, different ephemera. And she's got some words there. Looks like timeless seasonal stories, Royal Unity Chronicles, Royal Festive Elegance, Regal Festive Elegance, and then Snowy Kingdom Tales. This is also an envelope. So she gives you many different types of things that you can play with in these books. And I will leave a link to her books on Amazon. I am not an affiliate, so it's just to show you her artistry. And then if you're interested in looking at other books she may have and her artistry, I'll give a link to her Amazon page. So today we are going to be working in this notebook, which I already have some projects that I've filmed. This one was called Memories. This one was called Bird Catcher. This one is out of one of Lisa Wang's books as well. And I believe I called it Pearl Rose. This is another one out of Lisa's books. And I called it Enchanted Visions. So we're going to begin on this page. So you're going to get to see me choose the materials out of this book that I want to use. So let's see what we're going to choose. I do know that I'm going to choose this page. I'm debating whether or not I want to use this section here or another one that I saw. I do want to use this one here. or this one. So let's see which one goes better. This one here. Or this one. I believe the other one is more muted in colors, so it's going to go better with this. It's going to meld better. So I will choose this one here. So let me go ahead and cut that out. Yes, I do like that. I'm laying it aside and I'll show it to you here in just a moment. And then I do want one of the castle pictures. But I'm not sure which one I want to go with. I'm thinking this one here, and not one of the bigger ones, because I'm just doing a one-page spread. Now, normally I will have this already pre-done to save you guys the time of watching me cut it out. But I did not want to cut up the book before I had a chance to show it to you. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to play with. See, there's a bigger castle, but I didn't want the bigger castle. Okay. I am wanting these beauties right here. Now that we have our materials, we can sort them. And I appreciate your patience as I'm cutting these things out. I need some bigger scissors. The smaller scissors, I don't mind if I'm cutting just on my own, because I don't necessarily need to make it quick when I do it on my own. I hope everybody's having a good day and a good February so far. Now there's some faded flowers on this background that I'll save for scrap that I can use on another journal. And I say save for scrap, but it's really, I don't use them as scraps. I use them as integral parts of the journal. I'm finally getting my voice back. So I appreciate all of your patience. Here. I would much rather use this one than this one. I will use this for another project. So I'm going to use this hooded lady with the white wolves. There's something about wolves that I find so mysterious and so beautiful, even though they are fierce. I just love them. I don't know why. I do. Okay, so now we have most of our elements. I have a guest. Mr. Oscar just jumped on the table. Hello, sweet prince. He is attracted to the sounds of paper flipping and cutting, and every once in a while, if there's a ribbon of paper, like right now, he's playing with my scraps. I'm usually a lot more meticulous when I fussy cut when I'm on my own, because I can take the time to do it. Sometimes it takes me 20 minutes to fussy cut an image because it's exact. I like it that way because it makes the journal page pop. If you make sure that none of the white shows, none of the edges. It gives it a sense of dimensionality that it looks like it belongs there. So that's why I like to do it. Not everybody likes to fussy cut. Okay. So I have these elements, but I also have some white fur that looks like these white wolves. So let's see. You guys don't usually get to see me play with imagery. Beforehand. I don't want to cover this guy up. He's beautiful. So this is what I'm going to do. This is going to soften this edge and allow this to show through that's underneath, that beauty, but yet get him to where he's not cut off. So this is a way that you can add interest and dimension to your art journal pages by fussy cutting only half of the image. You want to turn your paper and not your scissors. Otherwise, you'll wear out your wrist. Now this is where you can wiggle cut, and that's not a technical term, but it allows you, instead of following the fur pattern exactly, it allows you to get that rough fur-like texture. And I'm not following any lines, I'm just doing my own thing. So that's a trade secret. So now I have to make a decision because the ear is melded with the flower. I'm going to go ahead and cut this along that flower, but I'm going to use the point of that flower to finish the ear. So these are decisions you can make. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so this is with it on there. And when you remove it, you see how these two images can meld a little bit more, and then you see more of this beautiful background. And this is a little bit distracting for me, so I'm going to remove it. And removing it is going to allow you to see more of that other. Okay. Now what I also have, I'm going to use this for the wolf prints. It's supposed to be doggy prints, but we're going to use it for wolf prints. So it looks like these are one full sticker. Now this looks like it would go this direction, which normally it would, but I'm going to make an artistic decision and place it on its side. I'm not convinced that I want to use that. So let me go back to the book and see what else I find. And these are decisions you think that you may want to use something, and then you change your mind. The castle's a little too big. So I'm going to put that to the side. I know I definitely want to use this. Now here's something interesting. I've got an idea that I may be able to pull off, and I may not, but I'm going to try it anyway. And it's using only part of an image, but fussy cutting it in such a way that it melds in as if it belongs. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can take an image and isolate parts of it. And you're going to see what I mean in just a moment. The parts I want to isolate because of their bold colors is this section and this section, leaving this section for another project. So let's see if I can get away with that. I'm going to go ahead and cut off let me think here where I want to start cutting. I'm going to cut this off and I'll use that other strip somewhere else because I want to put this on the edge. But I want to go in and start fussy cutting this. Now you don't have to fussy cut every single element that is on something. Like these spires, I'm not going to even attempt it because I don't have that kind of time. And I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch me do that. I'm not beyond it. It's just not for this project. So you can leave out a part of an image that is a little bit too tiny. And by isolating an image from its background, you're able to get it to meld with another background. And I said I wasn't going to do the spire, but I'm going to do a little bit of this one. And I'm going to go straight down this roof here because I want that bold, dark image. And again, you don't have to cut out everything. And I'm just kind of making waves where there aren't waves. Okay. So rather than tackle the whole image, we're going to use only part of the image. We're going to use this other side here. And it adds a whole new dimension. So you see, putting this here pushes that way far back rather than it being side by side. It now pushes it in the background so that it becomes part of the dimensional. You see the kitty cat paw that's trying to get my things? There you go, buddy. And then we're going to put this one on this side. So I'm going to only cut out the parts that add to the background. Which is just this pipe right here. And then I'm going to get a part of this roof. Let me see which part I want. I'm gonna go down this direction bypassing all the others. I'm going to show you what that does. Okay. Then I'm going to use this dark. See what it does. If I don't need it, I'll cut it off. There's a part here that I want to take off because it is making it look like it's part of the background. Okay. So let's see what that looks like. So this I will use for another project. This will go on the edge. So it looks like a continuation of this part of the town. And then it extends up, adding interest up here. Now what I may do is, because I'm not liking that shape right there, I'm going to make a creative decision and I'm going to cut it right here. So that way it looks more like the top of a building. Okay, so we've got that. Now, this white fur is getting covered up in the background. So what I may do bring this all the way down and all the way down. I'm going to use a little bit of this white fur. So I did want to get it in there. So how I'm going to actually cut this is, if you crease it enough, it'll let you tear right along the crease that you made. Let's see here. Let's tuck this under, because this white fur is the area in which I want to put the paw prints. So that is the method to my madness. Okay, so let's begin to get this down. And then you'll see it all come together. Okay, so we know we definitely want these two up here. And I'm not gonna do any tuck-ins, so I know I can glue all the way around. If I had a house, this is what it would look like. I just love this imagery. A lot like the Elven town or towns Rivendell, I believe it's called, in Lord of the Rings. Rivendell. Don't come at me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Or those movies. I believe it's Rivendell. Okay. But yeah, that's my kind of house. And I do apologize, my fussy cutting is not the most exacting like I normally do. Just because I usually will watch a podcast and spend hours fussy cutting. Because it doesn't bother me. I love it. But I also take my time around every single corner. Okay. So you see how this edge melds much better, and ignore the glue, with this edge here. It allows you to see more of the background. I want these two to line up so it's a little bit more aesthetic. And this is a little bit of a notch, so I'm going to get rid of it. So we've got our white fur. I'm going to get this one down first so the measurement of the other works perfectly. Because you can always glue down the other parts later. I love the colors and the saturation of color in that image. It's beautiful. So I want this to actually not leave any white space. But I want this to be flush. Now, this glue I use will give you a couple of seconds to change your mind. And it's not gonna let me. I have exceeded my time limit. And I'll show you why I wanted to rearrange that here in just a moment. Now this looks like a very odd space. This one here. Please tell me that I'll be able to get these stickers off. I struggle with stickers, and sometimes they stick to their background. See, like this is wanting to stick to the background. So let me try a different one. Here we go. Yay, it's clear. I like the fact that it's clear. Now, with a wolf print versus a dog print, and I'm not sure that this is going to work. The wolf print always has a claw. On the end of it, because they do not have a groomer to trim their nails, nor do they need their nails trimmed for the work that they do. So they have, whenever you see a wolf print in the snow, you'll see the nail prints as well. So there's the wolf print, one of them. So I usually do research some of these things to be able to do it properly. So now I want to decide Where is this one going to go? And I want it right there. You won't see this one very well. But you get the idea. So these are things you can do to add to an image where it's not there. Remember, we have these beauties as well. So let's see how we're going to incorporate those. Now, I'm not sure how well the white fur is even translating on the camera. And I'm going to do a better job of cutting this. Okay, I believe we are done, ladies and gentlemen. So let me let you take a look at this. I have not come up with a title as of yet, but when you see this video, you will see what title I chose. Now, what I may do is I may use the title of the kingdom that Lisa had indicated in the book. Let's see if I can find it. So, here we go. So it's the kingdom of Eldoria. So what I may do is title it The Wolves of Eldoria. So that will be its title. I've decided that that will be its title. Now, what I was going to do before is reposition this so it's flush. Do you see the little white area that's bugging me? I'm going to take this dark pen. I'm going to darken it out. And this is what you can do if you have a white edge where you've cut. And I'm going to use a scrap so that I don't get underneath the page behind it. So this just darkens out that white that was so glaring. Okay, so you can see that right there that I did. It changes it. It takes away that white area. So these are little tricks you can do to fix things that aren't quite right. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me for the wolves. And I've already forgotten the name. The wolves of this beautiful kingdom. Eldoria, I believe. Anyhow, forgive me if that is wrong. I will get it right for the title. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you on the next one.